Good morning, Errol.
How are you doing today, Rick?
I'm doing great. How you doing, bud?
Absolutely fantastic. I think it's awesome that you are physically broadcasting in the places that I love to do, because that's what I love about journalism and broadcasting today. You can be anywhere. You're at the Klondike. I'm in a forest in South Charlotte, North Carolina. This is what it's all about, dude.
Yeah, we're about 4,000 miles apart.
Yeah, but you being a part of Gold Rush, though, this to me is so exciting, and it's almost like you're the modern day Daredevil, because you take chances at the spur of a moment.
Yeah, I have, and by the grace of God, I'm still here doing it. That has been, it's a lot of it's calculated, but some of it isn't. And you're right. I get myself in trouble more than just about anybody else up here, but it has served me.
One of the things that you're putting focus on this year, and I'm so glad that you're doing this, it's the business side of the Gold Rush. I mean, there's got to be balance there, but so many people think, oh, I can do this. Well, Rick, you know what? You're proving you can do it, but I don't think the average Joe can do it.
Well, I mean, there's a lot to it. I've got over a decade in this business, and I started out at the bottom and kind of learned as I went, learn the whole thing from every angle. And, but you're right. I have seen, in that time up here, I've seen guys come here with a lot of money and a lot of dreams, and they get broken pretty fast. That's not to say that, you can't make it work up here, but it takes a lot more than people think, a lot more.
Don't you have to know the lay of the land and basically have a communication with the land? Because, being a student of Native American spirituality, I always ask the soil before I dig into it. Do you do things like that as well?
Well, that's kind of personal. No, no, actually, honestly, it is like the way that I look at things up here is that I do actually do stuff like that, because it's like, even if that's not your thing, if that's not always how you act or how you believe in things, like, I don't take any chances. Right. Like, if that's, what I mean? Like, if that's a thing, like, I'll do it. I don't, it doesn't matter. But yeah, I mean, you do have to learn the ground. I mean, that's a major thing. And it takes, I mean, that's an ongoing thing. You just, as soon as you think you know something, you get thrown another curveball, and it's an ongoing lesson. That's for sure.
So you were gone for 2 years. Gene Simmons of KISS always said that you've got to break up for 2 years so that you can learn new tricks of the trade. Did you find yourself taking different chances when you came back?
Well, I didn't much have a choice. I took the time off, and it was what was necessary to get my head right, but bad for business. It's tough, financially and all that, to step away for that long. But if I hadn't done it, I wouldn't be, I wouldn't still be in it anyway. So it was a chance I had to take. And now that I'm back, I basically had to start over at square one. I got to rebuild. That's what this season is all about, is rebuilding and hoping to get back to where I was.
Well, one day I've got to read a book about you, and the reason being is because the way that you build your life and the way that you can rebuild it, replenish it is so inspiring. So, and I often wonder if businesses are not reaching out to you, because you can take nothing and make something from it. How? I don't understand how you're able to do that.
Well, I really appreciate that. And, there's a few things that I live by, and that's, one of the most important things is that, when an opportunity presents itself, 90% of people, they either aren't able to accept it, to take it, or they're just too scared, or whatever it is. I try to keep myself in a position that whenever an opportunity presents itself, I can jump on it, because those opportunities are rare. And if you let them pass you by, it's gone forever, It's almost like a professional wrestling match, in the way that on this side of the ring is play it safe. On this side over here is risk it all. Oh my God. And the two have to meet somehow. Yeah. Yeah. It's, I mean, I've never been afraid to take chances, and my entire family can tell you that, just from a young age, and to this day, it still scares them.
being up there in Alaska, I grew up in the state of Montana. I know how cold is. So being up there in Alaska, when you travel to other parts of the lower states, you got to be sweating like a pig, man, because I mean you're conditioned for that cold weather.
That is true, and believe it or not, I'm making a move this fall. I'm moving to Arizona.
Oh my God!
I know. I'm becoming a snowbird at way too young of an age. But you know, the thing is that, you know, I've been spending my entire summers up here, you know, for over a decade now, and then I've been going back to Wisconsin. And so I've been basically wintering in Wisconsin, which is like the dumbest thing anybody's ever heard of. So I'm like, I'm done with it. I need a summer in the winter. And so I'm going to Arizona.
Well, at least being up there in Alaska, at least you get the sunlight, because if you spent those winters up there, that would screw with your head like you wouldn't believe, dude.
Oh man, I tell you, that's reality there. That's why that's about this time of year I'm getting ready to get out of here, because yeah, you're right. It's I mean, just right now, even it's only 20 degrees this morning, and you know, the rest of the summer we're it's bright as noon out, but right now it's dark. You know, we're losing 9 minutes of sunlight a day, I think it is, and it's fast going the opposite direction.
Wow. All right, so if you had to make a choice, winning the Powerball lottery, which is like 780 million, or striking gold, which one would you rather land on?
I'd rather strike the gold, because that lottery is just a little too easy.
Look at you. So you do like getting your hands dirty then. You like getting in there and finding that. I mean, it's like finding a treasure, is it not?
Oh, it is. I mean, it's a very expensive treasure, but yeah, I mean, that's it. I mean, if it's too easy, it ain't worth it to me. You know what I mean? Like, get your hands dirty, and then once you do that, then it makes the payoff that much sweeter.
Yeah. I can't imagine who's always tapping on your shoulder. The U.S. government. You got some taxes for me? Come on, I want to watch what you're doing. We need gold in this country.
Oh, buddy, don't even go there with me.
Well, dude, congratulations on Gold Rush. We really do. This is our binge watch, my wife and I, because, I mean, I just love the way that there's such a mystery to it, and the way that you guys build each one of these programs on the Discovery Channel is just amazing to me.
Well, I appreciate that. I mean, I'm just, you know, I tell people I'm just a dirt farmer. I'm up here farming dirt and trying to get the gold out of it, and I'm just happy people like watching it. And you know, it's I don't know. People do love it, and I'm grateful for that. And I think it's just that idea, right? That it's in the ground, and you know, you can get it. You can get it if you've got the balls, and you got the heart, and you've got it all, and you know, you can just get it.
I love it. Rick, you got to come back to the show anytime in the future. The door is always going to be open for you.
Oh, I appreciate that. I'll come back anytime.
Excellent, man. Come down to the Carolinas. So when you get yourself, you know, ready to go for the heat, we'll come to the Carolinas. We'll do some barbecue.
Oh, I'd love that.
All right, man. Be brilliant today.
All right. Take care, bud.